If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We are live in Phoenix. Super Bowl 49 coverage, all brought to you by CharlesNewsonoff.com, as well as by our friends at Continental Title, a 30-year company featuring 55 well-established title professionals in Maryland and Delaware, including on the Eastern Shore. He's got to get an office out here in Phoenix because the weather's pretty good. You can visit Billy Yerman and all of our friends at Continental Title helping my wife and the Jen Strong movement and our Give a Spit tour this summer at ContinentalTG.com for more info. I'm going up to Philadelphia right now via Phoenix, Arizona. I got a guy here works in the outskirts of Philly. Every month I get my little Hunt Auctions catalog. Yeah, I'm kind of a geek about memorabilia. And, yeah, as you know, David Hunt here from Hunt Auctions. And year after year you come by and you got something cool every year. And you usually have something because we have such a cool environment in Baltimore, a Baltimore piece. And what you brought us today, literally, you were going to do the show earlier in the week because I've known you for years, and, of course, I know you through Kurt Schilling and Shonda Schilling as well. And you said to me yesterday, now I got a piece coming in the mail out here that you just found this piece, and I don't even want to because we're on the radio and this will be on video, but this is I almost don't want to touch it, man.
It's incredible.
It's almost like Holy Grailish, right?
Yeah, especially for your listeners in the Baltimore area. I mean, each year we do this auction. What's exciting is to see what's going to turn up. Lots of people, it's nationally publicized. The NFL auction's involved and NFL auction charities. So, every year we'll get calls with, I heard you have this, I have this. And this year, really something incredibly special. We had a call the other day from a gentleman in the Baltimore area whose family, born and raised in Baltimore. And the short version of the story is back in 1968, through a team association, this gentleman had tried out for the Colts, didn't make it, but befriended a lot of the players, teammates, and the equipment managers, etc. Favorite player was Unitas, who wasn't back then, and he literally was given Johnny Unitas' jersey in 1967. Third MVP season, just an absolutely incredible piece.
Look at this thing.
Early Doreen, the 19, you see all the helmet and impact marks, and this is one of the most important things.
It feels silky, man.
Yeah,
this is what the jerseys of that era felt like, right?
Yeah, it's literally a Doreen style of fabric, and you see these.
Was it made to wick? Like, did they even know what wicking was in the 60s, right? I mean, or did you just sweat through this thing?
There's a couple different schools of thought. Baseball made their jerseys, sometimes experimented with how the lights would reflect off it for night games. So that's not exactly what this was for, but when they started putting the numbers on and that type of Doreen, generally it's accepted that was for TV. That's when they started doing that, was for television in the late 50s. But you've got a couple of great components about it. One is a little repair here, and one on the inside. You think, well, it's repaired. That's not good. That's actually incredible. It's a team repair.
Probably Deacon Jones stuck his finger in it or something like that.
But it's incredible. I mean, it's the kind of piece in 25 years we've had two other Unitas jerseys, and this is easily one of the best one that's ever turned up. Should be about $50,000 to $100,000 in the auction on Saturday. He's added it in as a late addition to the sale.
So this is the biggest thing you do every year, this Saturday auction before the Super Bowl? Or, I mean, why would this auction now? Is there just the prime time to sell this piece?
That's a good question. I mean, something on this significance level, we could obviously sell this almost any time and it would do well. But the consignor was interested in having it being in this auction and wanted to be a part of this. Obviously, the Super Bowl is our biggest football event of the year. It's really evolved into the biggest football auction of the year, period. So when he said, look, will this do well? And I said, there's no question it will do well because we put it out there. On your show, this is the first time it's literally being exposed to anybody.
First time you've seen it.
It's the first time we saw it.
You said to me yesterday, you're like, dude, it might be fake. I don't know. You don't think it is, but you don't know.
Yep.
It's clearly real, though.
We got it literally about 5 hours ago. We've gone through the authentication process and continue to do so.
Don't put it in the dryer. It says so right here on the tag.
One cool thing that comes with it, there's a period newspaper, the Baltimore Sun magazine. It was almost that insert magazine in the newspapers. Back in 1978, they did a profile on this gentleman's father just for his home decorations because he had one of the biggest homes in the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Literally, they photographed the house. The jersey's hanging over the fireplace in 1978. That doesn't authenticate it, but it just adds some cool context to it that it was in Baltimore since its
never
inception.
Left Baltimore till today.
It's never left Baltimore, and the likelihood is somebody will buy it and bring it back to Baltimore, would be my guess.
I wouldn't ship this thing, man.
We'll ship it carefully and with a lot of insurance. That's for sure.
David Hunt here from Hunt Auctions up in the outskirts of Philly. What's the town?
Exton, right outside
Exton.
of Philadelphia.
You're a Philadelphia guy,
Yep.
and you have many items. I mean, you had the Jim Brown jersey around here a couple days ago. You were trying to bring that over, and what the hell I want to touch a Brown jersey for, you know?
Yeah, I mean, each year doing it with the NFL auction, we've got Jim Brown's jersey, lots of things from the current players, Joe Flacco, game-worn jersey. That's one thing that we love about this event is many of those things come right from NFL auction. All those proceeds go to NFL auction charities, Salute to Service, breast cancer awareness, and not more importantly, but just as important, from an authenticity standpoint. These pieces are coming right off the field, authenticated by the NFL, and being available to bidders.
Well, that's the biggest thing in your industry, right? It's fake stuff, right? I mean, that's just where it's at.
It is, and with the current items, it's different on a vintage piece. There are things we can look at. Tagging, as you well know as a collector, different things, different elements you can authenticate. With a modern piece, the game-worn jerseys are very similar to the ones you can buy in the pro shop. Not exactly, but very similar. So to have that authentication and the use and the photo matching and the guarantee from the NFL, it really means a lot.
You know what a dork I am. I mean, I collected baseball cards. I dealt baseball cards as a kid. I've always been fascinated. I kept programs. I've shown you many times. I have the Super Bowl I press guide that John Stedman gave me at the News American in 1985.
Yep.
I've had it for 30 years. I've had people offer me this or offer me that. I said, first off, it's not mine to sell, right?
Right.
I mean, John gave it to me. How do I put 10 grand in my pocket from an item? I mean, that's not mine. I mean, it's the world's to some degree. And I think part of it is I got a closet full of stuff. I've got so much memorabilia of my own thing. I collect pictures with people now, and I collect memories as much. I wouldn't know what to do with this piece, not let alone bidding 50 grand on it. Where do you put it? And a lot of it, I own a radio station, and we didn't have a lot of foot traffic, but I put cool items in my radio station over the course of time. And unless you have a museum or a man cave or people are going to see it, a picture of it on the internet's good for me. I love looking through your catalog just to look at stuff.
Yeah.
I don't bid often, or I get intrigued. You had a Bullets piece 2 months ago. I took a look at. But I mean, a lot of it is when you buy it, I don't know what to do with it. Other than worship it and covet it. And I've been doing that for 35 years. I mean, I got that with press passes and all that kind of stuff that I have. But this is unbelievable.
It is, and you make a good point. I mean, some of the reasons people do sell these things, including this piece, is they want them to be passed on. When they get to everybody gets to a certain point in their life, it's not time to collect; it's time to divulge and move things on.
Yeah, Randall Cunningham's selling a bunch of stuff.
Exactly,
right?
and he's decided he kept a few things for his family. The rest is going out there to benefit his charity and his youth group, things that he's doing out in Nevada. So it's part of the process, and these things sometimes are better served being out there and preserved by people that are loaning them to museums or preserving them in showcases with UV
I gave you
light.
Aparicio's last jersey to sell that I had for a long, long time just because I was afraid the moths were going to get to it.
Yeah.
And that's the one piece you sold for me.
Yeah.
And Hunt Auctions, you can find them on the web. And David Hunt, good man, and a really cool piece. I appreciate you bringing this United jersey by, man.
Thank you.
We'll step back. We'll take a break. Super Bowl 49 coverage evolving, continuing, and moving on. We are WNST.net and AM 1570 and WNST Towson, Baltimore. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.